Hello, everybody. Welcome to Obscurities in Miniatures. It is time for some more Friday Obscurities in Literature. And this is actually a pretty fresh piece of literature. Came out quite recently. And funny enough, I didn't even know it existed, which seems to be the case that happens all too often with these types of books. This is Evolution by Nakamura8. And it just so happened the other day that I was cleaning out some old cards of my kids, and I stumbled across some artwork by said author, and I, on a whim, typed in their pen name, and lo and behold, I saw this end up on the pre-order page on Amazon Japan. So I was like, oh, okay, what's this? I recognize this guy's art, not the cover because it's a new piece, but they've been doing quite a bit of artwork for the Duel Masters card game in Japan. And if you've heard me mention on this channel before, the Duel Masters card game is kind of what got me set down this crazy road of collecting card art and wanting to see it preserved in something other than just dinky little trading cards because, number one, I don't have the patience to collect them, but number two, there's just so freaking many as well. And there's a lot of talented artists, and it's cool to start seeing more books being devoted to that, and I'm like, as long as they're going to be putting them out, I'm going to be here for it. So, case in point, you know, one of the things that I've always been aware of with this artist is their tendency to draw big, biomechanical, angelic, magical robot dragon mechs. And that is something that I love. And of course, anime girls with, you know, incomprehensible weapons, armor, get-ups. You can see the whole image here displayed. One of the interesting things about this book is that we've got a quick little intro, and then the whole first chapter is all dragon creatures. This was one of the cards that I came across. I'm like, nope, I'm keeping that one for myself. I am not giving that to my students. But you'll notice there is no explanation as to any of this in this section. They have all of the pertinent information, what the game is, that it came from, what the card is called, all in the back of the book. This is a famous one. I want to say it's a Bullshack. I can't remember all of my dragons. It's been many, many years since we played any Duel Masters proper. What are these? The Rupees, I believe the birds were called. I know my son made a deck of them at one point or another. Quite obnoxious. But again, big biomechanical dragons. Any day, every day, all day. I'm here for it. This is the kinds of stuff that I have long wanted to see more often collected. So the fact that I'm getting almost an entire book of it, I am just about in seventh heaven. Yeah, I'm not showing you everything. Gotta keep you on your toes. And, I mean, like a lot of these types of games, you know, the colors of the cards, colors of the monsters are going to be reflected in whatever monosource they are. I want to say this guy was like one of those movable fortress type cards. Duel Masters started to come up with some crazy stuff, considering it started off as a basic Magic the Gathering clone, for lack of better words. It was licensed by Wizards of the Coast. Oftentimes you'll see their information end up in the copyright sections of their cards still. It's always kind of cool when we have, like, themed series of cards. My son said he recognized some of these. I don't remember. There was a time for a little bit when the Duel Master stuff kind of got away from the dragons and went, like, all into crazy robots and monsters that weren't dragons. They were everything but dragons. I mean, then you get crazy stuff like the angels, the white holy cards in Duel Masters tend to be these giant, you know, gothic, angelic battleship type monstrosities. A lot of fun there. And that's the other thing with this type of art, where there's just so much going on. I feel like when it's all condensed into those tiny little card pictures, it's really hard to discern what's happening. So we, I guess, jumped into section 2. I look at this and I know that he's in here, but it really reminds me of some of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Sketch work, which one of these days we'll talk about that too. Then we get into the next big section, which is Puzzle and Dragons artwork, which I wasn't aware that he even did. And how do I know I'm not aware? Well, the fact that I've got like multiples of these books sitting around speaks to that example. These are actually really cool. We can do a whole thing on Puzzle and Dragon videos at some other point, if you guys are interested. Those are interesting books to look at, but again, you can see here that there is a very familiar theme: warriors, mechs, and the occasional cutesy girl. But that's the thing that bugs me about those Puzzle Dragon books, is considering the amount of time the game has existed and the sheer number of designs that have been implemented, there's just no real good way to keep up with the copious amounts of artwork. I mean, personally, I love this stuff. I don't have the time or patience or money to be rolling on gacha games nonstop, but, you know, I am here for the designs. Any day, every day, all day, as I said. Getting to some more personal, original work in the back. It's always really nice to see when we see the design sheets, I feel like. Some more original stuff, which we'll save. Quick little interview, and then as I said in the back, we've got a whole breakdown of what all these cards are. It's from Zillions of Enemy X. Okay. I actually had the book on this, which is, for the time it was released, it's not bad. Lord of Knights I've never even heard of. Maybe that's one I need to hunt down. Majin Bone, I believe, was a model line or a TV show at one point. Was that the one with the cars that transformed into armor or something? I feel like it was an armored anime hero thing. You can kind of see all of the various dragon characters. And then what I found really fun is we've got a almost who's who of various artists sending their well wishes and positive vibes Nakamura8's way. And I mean, there's Nin Nin, Takayama Toshiaki. I mean, these are guys that I've probably talked about. Ido Yoichi. This guy has done a metric ton of Puzzle Dragon art. I mean, these are all very well known, I guess, within their little realms. But just a fun book. Like I said, didn't even know it existed. And that's getting to be a problem for me. But you know what I've been thinking? I already have that Patreon set up. And the fact that I've got, at this point, more books than I can possibly handle ever putting on film. And yes, I'm like leaning around. Like, I got this one the other day, which is where we have people doing original, like, Pokemon style designs for, I don't even know, there's piles of these books, and they're all like fan books. And then, like I said, we've got the Puzzle Dora stuff, and I've got at least 4, I think, that are on their way from various shipping locations. So I'm thinking I'm going to start trying to post up some stuff on my Patreon account. I will put a link, I'll start putting a link, maybe, on the Friday videos. If you're watching any of these, I guess moving forward, I will try to have a link so you can see some of the other stuff. I came across some manga the other day that I cannot find any proof of its existence online other than the covers, which is saying something when I'm trying to have my kids help me search in Japanese and do all sorts of tags. So I thought it'd be fun to post some of that. And I'm not going to worry if you don't want to be a member, you don't want to throw any money towards the channel. I'm not going to ask. I'm not going to beg. If you do, that's always cool. But we'll put it up there for everybody to see because, you know, I'd rather let as many eyes and let as many people enjoy this stuff as much as I do. I think that's always a plus. The more, the merrier. You're not going to get any gatekeeping from me these days. No way, no sir. So, with that said, do keep your eyes peeled. We will have those links, and hopefully I can start putting that stuff up soon. And, as always, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we will see you back here soon. Bye-bye.